Hey folks, how you doing out there today? Remo back with another look at the very first map of the Highway Hauling 2 region. Gonna have to come up with some sort of name for it, so any ideas, let me know. First thing I want to do is throw a shout out to Daniel Heimroth, who was nice enough to send a donation my way, and I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot for that. Now, we are just going to be running through a new area that I've been working on. I think might be asking a little much for this little out of this little Dodge here right now. Got two fairly heavy vehicles, big trailer. Didn't really set up for the tires too well, I think, but we're going to do good when we get on the asphalt. Now, these roads, when you lay them in the editor, they have a built-in texture and puts the ruts and stuff in them. Typically I turn that off and I do my own road work just because it feels a little more natural. Forgot to turn it off here, and that's why I have these two deep ruts on each side, that's what's giving me, I think, the problem more than anything. But that kind of stuff I'm going to change up. This is kind of quick fill in. I'm doing different areas. I'm laying out where factories are going to be. Down there we just left from the logging mill, there's going to be a place to pick up logs. That's something that might as well talk about now. Is got a bunch of comments so far in the first one. Pretty much unanimously, everyone's looking for some crafting that we're going to do maybe a little more fun, not as much as a slog as some of the actual vanilla maps. I haven't really played them. Well, I haven't at all. I shouldn't say really. Don't really play a whole lot of the game, but from what I've read and understand, they can be a bit of a chore at times, where I think this highway region's a little more conducive to running a few times at different places. A lot of people have stressed that they would like to see this map more replayable, which would mean crafting tasks, repeatable tasks. I'm going to do at least one farm field for those who want to partake in it. Water tasks, I can come up with some stuff for that. I guess the big thing to keep in mind is this is going to be a region like the first one, so you may not see everything on the first map, but I'm really going to try and set up what's coming with the next one. I got a bit of an idea. You'll see when we get down on the highway. The highway, I'm going to do it like the first one, where the main highway is going to link you to the other maps. Again, I don't know how many maps it's going to end up being. It seems like more than 2, as I've said before, and PS5 and Switch won't get it. I may keep building on it. We'll see. For now, we're probably definitely going to start with doing 2, maybe 3. We'll see how it goes. If I mean, I may get this done. It may not be quite as fun as the first one. I don't know if I can rekindle the magic or not. We're just coming across the bridge, the first overpass. I use the bridges that don't have collision, so they shouldn't hit the camera when you're driving under them. You can see everything's just a little bit more cleaner and better laid out. Now that I've done this a couple of times, it's a little bit easier. We're going to take the highway across. We're going to go head over and take these trucks in the swamp. This is really actually my first time really driving up the highway. It's kind of partially finished. I don't know if I'm going to keep a bunch of trees in the middle. I might have some areas with no trees in the center island area between the 2 different sets of lanes. You will notice when we come up here, I've put a turnaround spot in the middle this time, so just in case you want to change directions or get something on the other side. Gonna work in a few of the tasks like other maps where there'll be some realistic, maybe a truck down over off the side of the hill, stuff like that. This truck's going pretty good on the pavement. It's not too bad with the weight on it. It's one thing I've always found in this game is your trip with an empty trailer can be pretty treacherous, but once you get some cargo and come back, it usually handles a little bit better on the asphalt. Now, as far as the Outback heavy hauling map, I haven't got any messages from the developers about it having an issue or anything, or why it's taking a little bit longer to get approved. No idea. I would love to see it get out on consoles. Really hasn't been played too much. It's only got maybe a little over 1,000 downloads or something, and I hope I got all the bugs worked out. I've only seen a couple comments about errors, and I think just the one main one was I forgot to put one of the loading cargoes into the zone, so they didn't show up, and I got that fixed up. I've been playing it a little bit here and there for maybe half a mission at a time when I get time. I've been kind of working away at this too, mixing up the my time on each, and I haven't found any real major bugs on it, but if anyone does find anything, let me know. I'll update it. Maybe it'll get passed through before the console approval, hopefully this week. That's a funny looking kink I left in the road right here. Definitely something that needs to be smoothed out. This hill is a little bit steeper than it looked in the editor. What do you think? Should we leave it like this? It's kind of a good challenge. This is going to be a lot hillier map than a lot of my other maps. So there's going to be some challenge that way as well. I've just, again, I'm kind of laying in the road system, and picture a lot of the sides of the roads are going to have little houses here and there. There's probably going to be a factory or two kind of out this way. Again, deliveries. I've been used that store one a few times, things like that. Can think of a few reasons why you'd haul pipe around or concrete, or gonna, again, as usual, try to use a bunch of the animated builds because they're just a lot more rewarding when you complete the task. All in all, right now, what I'm seeing, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. It's still quite plain. Working ditches in, I feel that really adds to realism, is having the actual water drainage around the world, and the putting the ditches in takes a fair bit of time, but I think it's worth it. I haven't done any signage or anything. I'm gonna leave these roads kind of semi-rough. Again, I didn't take the offset or the ditches and ruts and stuff that it puts in automatically. That's still on this road, so I'm kind of half getting hung up in this truck. That's why I don't really like to use it, is there's no good rut distance because there's so many different wheelbases on trucks. Just find it annoying. I can put a lot more natural ruts, and this is all the way down the whole road. It never changes, which kind of gets boring. I don't know. I find like you're just fighting to stay on the road because of those ruts. It's almost like an artificial challenge. So I'll deal with a lot of that. This is more a quick look around. You can see a bit of the lay of the land. Gonna go again. I mudded up a big swamp. There's gonna obviously be a recovery in a big swamp like that. And we're just gonna go check the mud and take these trucks for a quick little run around. Now the truck on the front is the Bobtail by DSPC Gaming, and it's, I believe, his second vehicle that he's put out. I haven't actually taken it for a drive yet, so we're going to take it through the mud first. And on the back we have the Bronker by BB Customs, which is just a kind of a classic mud truck that we've had in game for quite a long time, and figured I'd bring it along because there was space on the trailer. Now again, I picture more houses and stuff to find down around here. There are going to be tougher, smaller trails. I've had a few people suggest maybe a little more balance, like the scrap dealing task on the first highway hauling was a pretty tough task to start with, and just maybe a little more balance, I would say, out of this. That's quite a motor on this thing, isn't it? But yeah, again, you can see a general layout of it. It's going to be more of a Canadian look, although I'm sure there's many people that would say it looks pretty similar to where they are. Probably going to add in a few different kinds of trees. It's pretty light on the little scrub growth down below. So yeah, just still a bunch more to really put in, but gives you a general layout. We're kind of down towards where the farms are here, where this big swamp is, and like I said, there's definitely going to be a recovery in here. See how if I put it upside down or whatnot. But this is more a quick little test of this truck, because I haven't been out on it yet, and I wanted to see what the mud looks like. Usually a big area like this takes a couple shots at it. You'll probably see spots that don't have much mud and then other spots that do. It's just a really slow process to do this properly. That's one thing I do pride myself on, is the quality of how I disperse the mud and try to make it feel a little more realistic. Not just one big slog that gets you stuck, but using different levels and different depths that kind of give you the feeling of clawing through the mud, and you're not always stuck. Turning the wheel back and forth definitely helps. You might get on a slightly shallower spot with your wheel. So all in all, I'm liking this little rig. It's good in the mud, and yeah, no, it's a fun little machine. Good suspension, looks pretty decent. It's a good job on this one, and really it's just repeat the process over and over with mods, and eventually, I wouldn't even say you learn all you need to know, but there's always a new challenge that you go with and try to do on your next mod as you progress through. This river has no flow in it, and probably a pretty good depth. The snorkel is set very well on this one, because that was right to the tip and didn't get engine damage. So anyways, appreciate everyone hanging around watching. Hope to have a little more progress on the next one with the layout of the map the way it is right now. There's not a whole lot getting done quickly. And yeah, keep the suggestions coming. I want to work in a lot of the stuff that I've already been told in the comments. And again, more ideas the better. Let's make this the best map we can. Thanks a lot. Have a good one, folks.